Among the roles that the president plays is that of head of state. In addition to all the formal powers that the president possesses, he also serves a powerful symbolic role that transcends formal powers. Head of state is traditionally a nonpartisan role. As head of state, the president serves as a symbol of the nation as a whole rather than its individual factions. In many nations, the head of state is a different person from the chief executive, who is the head of the government. For example, in the United Kingdom, the king or queen serves as the head of state, while the prime minister serves as the head of government. The monarch is nonpartisan and rarely gets involved in politics or takes an official position on any issue. They represent England as a nation, while the prime minister is responsible for the dirty business of politics. But in the United States, the president serves as both head of state and the chief executive. The chief of state role is not defined in the Constitution, and each president decides for themselves how they will play it. For example, whether they like it or not, presidents often act as trendsetters, even with regard to food. For example, Jelly Bellies was just another jelly bean company until the media publicized the fact that Ronald Reagan loved them. Their sales skyrocketed, and they are now the largest and most famous jelly bean company in America. Similarly, President Lyndon Johnson's love of Tex-Mex food helped popularize it outside of the American South. Even negative attention from a president can be good. After President George H.W. Bush proclaimed in an interview that he hated broccoli, the sales of broccoli surged. Both presidents and first ladies can also have an influence on fashion. Teddy Roosevelt liked to wear hunting attire even in semi-formal occasions, leading men to adopt more casual fashions generally. Nancy Reagan's red dresses, Barbara Bush's blue dresses, and Michelle Obama's sleeveless dresses all started fashion trends. And, of course, Donald Trump made red hats popular. They are also criticized for their fashion choices, from Obama's tan suit and dad jeans to Donald Trump's long ties. Presidents also serve as our celebrators-in-chief, helping mark significant American achievements and milestones. In this picture, President Obama is watching a boy who won a science contest demonstrate his winning marshmallow cannon. Presidents sometimes throw out the first ball at baseball games. They host the winners of the Super Bowl, the World Series, and the NBA championship at the White House, along with winners of other honors, such as the Nobel Prize. President Nixon commemorated America's historic landing on the moon with a phone call to the astronauts. Like any nation, America also experiences tragedies, and the president helps the nation grieve. The famous Gettysburg Address was actually a eulogy for all the soldiers killed at the Battle of Gettysburg. FDR's "A Day That Will Live in Infamy" speech was, in part, a eulogy for those killed at Pearl Harbor. Ronald Reagan gave a very emotional primetime speech following the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger and the death of all the astronauts aboard.
We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them this morning, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God. Thank you.
George W. Bush received high praise for expressing American sorrow and outrage following the terrorist attacks of September 11th. They help us celebrate our holidays. They often buy the first Girl Scout cookies. They host an Easter egg roll on the White House lawn. They have a traditional turkey delivered to the White House each year, which they promptly pardon. There is a large Christmas tree and a tree lighting ceremony each year. While all of this may seem somewhat frivolous, how well a president plays the head of state role can have significant impacts on their legacy. Compare Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan. One of the reasons that Carter is largely considered an unsuccessful president is that he did not play the head of state role very well. On one famous occasion, he gave a primetime televised address known as the Crisis of Confidence speech, in which he lamented that America seemed trapped in a malaise. It was the opposite of inspiring leadership. Ronald Reagan, on the other hand, was a very popular president despite espousing unpopular policies, partially because he played the head of state role so well. As a former actor, Reagan knew how to connect with his audience, the American people. He was usually sunny and upbeat, projecting the sense that it was morning in America again, as his 1984 campaign commercial famously boasted.
It's morning again in America.
As in most things, Donald Trump is challenging conventional norms regarding the head of state role. In this role, presidents usually seek to unify all Americans. For example, on Christmas Day 2023, President Biden tweeted the following: "Today, may the light from the first Christmas illuminate your homes, warm your hearts, and kindle your hopes for the year to come. From the Biden family, we wish you and your family a peaceful and healthy holiday." Compare this with Donald Trump's 2024 Christmas post on Truth Social, which read, "Merry Christmas to the radical left lunatics who are constantly trying to obstruct our court system and our elections and are always going after the great citizens and patriots of the United States, but in particular their political opponent, me. They know that their only chance of survival is getting pardons from a man who has absolutely no idea what he is doing. Also, to the 37 most violent criminals who killed, raped, and plundered like virtually no one before them, but were just given, incredibly, a pardon by sleepy Joe Biden. I refuse to wish a Merry Christmas to those lucky souls, but instead will say, go to hell. We had the greatest election in the history of our country, a bright light is now shining over the USA, and in 26 days, we will make America great again. Merry Christmas." It's clear that Donald Trump has little interest in representing America as a whole, even on Christmas Day.